this resume. 22-10, best player in the sport.
22-10. What are you talking about?
Tyler Hansbrough.
Oh, you mean his stat thing? I've never discussed race before with regard to a prospect, and I don't even know where to begin.
Well, let's do it another way then. Let's be displeasurable in another way. If Michael Beasley were white...
You know, Dan, there are so many ways that you're displeasurable.
The clip that began this video is from Dan Lebitard, someone that I really enjoy listening to, and he's revisiting a conversation he had about Tyler Hansbrough about a decade plus earlier. And what he's doing in the conversation is kind of a joke because he's needling Jay Billis with a conversation about race when Jay Billis wants to talk basketball. And you're going to hear the frustration as Jay Billis just doesn't want any part of it. And it mirrors a conversation that keeps coming up with Passport Bros.
I don't have any data to back this up, but I guarantee that if you could go survey the average gender wars comment section and see the economic and education levels, you'd recognize that the women there as a group are going to have more money and be better educated than the men there.
From the studio that brought you...
Nobody crazy enough to marry you.
I want some more.
All you do is eat, sleep, and
I want some more.
Come on now, I'm asking you nicely.
Some more.
A white woman can have your sorry ass.
There's a reoccurring theme when we talk about Black issues, and especially Black male issues, and it's just something that keeps happening over and over as long as I can remember. And it's basically that Black men just aren't good guys, or when Black men get power, we're going to turn into really bad representations of men. And it's not just something that we have in conversational line, it is something that plays itself out in the media that we watch, which reinforces many of the things that many Black men, at least of my generation, have never had the opportunity of. Being a patriarch, I've seen patriarchs in Asia. And whatever you want to call Black males in America and our experience there, it's nothing close to that.
Many of the women arguing in these groups and comment sections with these men are arguing with the types of men that they really have no real interest in. And that's one of the reasons why the men there are so quick to act the donkey, because they know that these are the women that are going to reject them in real life.
If Michael Beasley were white, you don't think that a GM would have trepidation? Same guy, same exact guy in every way.
Like, the whole focus of the 50-50 conversation is about convincing women to compromise and date a man who doesn't have that mythical table that she's supposed to bring something to.
Our Miss Universe Philippines 2024 is...
Now you're saying that the NBA people don't have any trepidation with regard to white Europeans?
Well, there are more examples of white Europeans like Derrick and Manu starring, like Peja Stojakovic. There are more examples of them being stars. Who's the best white American player in the NBA? Is it Dunleavy?
Hey, Dan, no offense, but this is stupid.
It's interesting to me that a country like Japan has somewhat moved forward in their conversations about race by crowning a Black Miss Japan, and the Philippines just did the same thing. Now, are they perfect? Of course they aren't, and in East Asia, skin color is always going to matter, but they're showing signs of moving forward, which makes me wonder why are we still hearing these same arguments in the Black community?
And the problem is that many of these men can only afford 50-50, but still want 100% of the patriarchal dynamic in the home. This is why something like the Passport Bros has gotten popular, because a man that can only do 50-50 in America can be 100-200% in these third world countries outside of America. They're basically just doing sex tourism and mail order brides like white men have done for generations. It's pretty gross and pathetic.
And I'm not going to engage in this. I mean, all due respect. I mean, if you guys want to talk about this, I'm here to talk about whatever you want outside of this.
No, we don't.
Stupid.
Hollywood, the dating capital of the world, in color. It's The Dating Game. And here's the star of our show and your host, Jim Lang.
I'm not going to pretend that I'm old enough to remember The Dating Game, because I'm not. But notice the title of the show, The Dating Game. And why do they call it a game?
Games are supposed to be fun.
Because a man that can only do 50-50 in America can be 100-200% in these third world countries outside of America. They're basically just doing sex tourism and mail order brides.
A white woman can have your sorry ass.
You don't have to ask regular guys very much to know that dating is very unfun for average guys. Of course, some young ladies have had difficulty with dating apps recently, but for the great majority of guys, they've had zero success with dating apps in the West. And when those guys that are not having success or not making enough money, or they want to be patriarchs even though they don't make enough money to pay for everything in a world that's more expensive than our grandparents had to live with, when they go overseas, they're trafficking and looking to be people that are hiring mail order brides. And none of that is fun. It's raining on the parade. We don't want you. You go over there, you're no good. And this cycle is just one that guys don't want to play it anymore.
We don't have to talk about anything, but it's not stupid. And you can't start a sentence. Jay, you can't start a sentence with no offense and then say this is stupid.
Okay, then take offense. It's stupid, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. You want to talk about something else?
No, thank you. Good talking to you.
You too.
If I were to say something directly to FD Signifier, who is parroting what we've heard from so many talk shows and so many podcasts that black guys aren't making enough money to be proper patriarchs, but when they go overseas, they're predators. Why? This is what Miss Universe looks like now. The world is accepting black women, black skin, black beauty. You have to understand that there are some young girls in East Asia that are looking at this young lady, I'm sorry I can't say her name, and they're wishing that their skin was darker. They wish that they looked like her. This is not a new phenomenon. It happened before with Japan. And so the old tropes that we continue to go back and forth with guys, in this case black men, don't make enough money, they are dusty, and y'all guys over there aren't good enough. Okay, then if guys don't want to keep playing that game, you have to offer something else. This is how you can get with guys that make more money, or you can change this way so you can get Asian guys, or there has to be a second plan of attack besides black guys aren't any good. At times, it's difficult understanding the rationale for the first color purple in the first place, as we saw many young ladies accept the color purple as historical fact. And then to see it rebooted and to see that wave of energy that surrounded the first color purple swell again, it was a turnoff for a large number of well-meaning, hardworking, simple, trying to have family black guys. And then when someone like Kevin Samuels comes along and says, let's try and make some kind of peace treaty so that we can get the black marriage rate back up again, in light of the statistics that are saying that black marriages are having very strong difficulty staying together. My question is, what are you offering besides you ends aren't any good and you have no right to want what you want? The truth of the matter is, the issue is not black men or black men wanting to be patriarchs or any of these things that we might be hearing in these videos of how black men aren't up to snuff. The true issue is that reality says that the market is in play. And if you are someone that's able to attract a husband or a wife, then that means that you probably have some kind of qualities that someone's looking for. And if you're not finding them where you are, we're in 2024 and you can get on the internet, you can get on an airplane, and you could pretty much go anywhere you need to go to find what you're looking for. Just like the market's opened up from everything with cars and clothes and entertainment, it's happened with dating. It's just a fact. And so the old games of you guys aren't any good, or you should play this game because you have some kind of allegiance, or a real man is going to, it's falling on deaf ears. I suggest you offer something that's more competitive because the age of shame is over. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.